Hello, David. This is Carla.
Hi, Carla. How are you doing?
Hi. Those are some wonderful articles you've been writing on Facebook and newsletters and
Oh,
commentary
lovely.
on what you've been doing. Just fabulous. You're a fabulous writer
Oh, thank you very much.
and
I
presenter.
am I am assisted by a young local man, Rowan Pereira, who is he's my tech guru,
It
and
helps to
he
have
does
somebody around.
he does the newsletter, and so some of those things that you would have seen were his creation,
Well, y'all are a
and
great team
he's
then, doing wonderful
well,
work. I just love
yeah,
reading it.
thank you.
My
Oh, that's
time is
great.
so
That's good.
limited, but it's just a pleasure to, I go, oh, I'm so glad I read that. I'm so glad I looked at that. So
Oh,
wonderful
that's
stuff.
fabulous. Thank you very much. I'll pass that on to Rowan. He'll be very pleased to hear that too.
Okay. I'll probably be very quiet in this meeting. I'm just going to listen.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. What are you up to in the social media space?
Well, I'm answering a very old call. It's about 50 years old, and
Okay.
to put things online. But back then, the Lord didn't phrase it like that. He said,
Mm,
put a church in every home. And I didn't know what that meant. And at the
okay.
time, I thought, televangelist? No, I'm sorry. That's a flat out no, God. Anyway, so it took me 30 years to answer my call to ministry, but really the actual call was for social media. And
Yeah,
so I'm
okay.
still scared. I still don't know what to do. I'm still, a novice in my skill set for the
Mm,
technology, but it's a driving force in me. I just can't wait to really answer the call and do what the Lord told me to do. So
okay, okay.
I'm in transition, traveling right now. I came to see my sister, and my house is up for sale, and I'm moving to Florida. So a lot of transition, but I'm trying to learn while I'm doing that. So,
Yeah, for sure. So do you have any social media channels going at the moment?
um, I have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, but it's all under different names. And I'm going to
Okay.
streamline it. I have a logo. I'm going to streamline it. And there's nothing really on YouTube. There's nothing really on TikTok. And there's not much on Instagram. My
Okay.
interest is in science. And I love that saying, uh, religion is all of life. And the
Yes.
life of religion is everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just interested in everything. And I came to Swedenborg in that way as a very young girl. And
Mm.
and I think I was given a book by Julian Duckworth when I was a kid, and he must have been a kid because he's not that old now.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, okay.
anyway, I'll be quiet. It's 4 o'clock.
Oh,
Oh, that's fine. Hi, Lisa.
hi guys.
Hi, Lisa. I'm Carla.
How you?
How's it going?
I'm so pleased to
Oh,
be here.
Oh,
so
it's nice to
you two
meet
don't
you.
know each other?
No, I know she's going to be helping you with camera.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
hi
Probably a
Carla.
lot.
Where are you from?
I am from Georgia and Florida, and presently I live in South Carolina, but I'm visiting in Arizona. I constantly stay on the road.
Okay. And you make content?
I'm going to. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to.
Mm.
okay.
So,
What do you make? Or what?
well, I love videoing stuff and applying, but I don't know how to do it. Applying text or thoughts to it, or
Hmm.
personal ways that the writings have helped me overcome my challenges.
Okay,
And
cool.
Mm.
yeah, so
Are you an
long as
independent group or are you with
I'm just by
convention or?
myself right now. I just answered a call to create online content for the DeLand Church. It used to be called Swedenborg House. It was out of Miami.
Oh,
And
cool.
then it moved to Central Florida, and they're going to move it again a little bit because it's kind of defunct. We're going to replant it basically.
Awesome.
And
Good
it's
job.
called Chrysalis Retreat Center in Swedenborg Sanctuary. And what I'm going to do is create content that has anything that is sharing Swedenborg's works and scripture, but if it's healing, if it's restorative or regenerative, recreational, we'll make it. So we'll do it.
Awesome.
If it's
That
fun, we'll
sounds
do
like
it.
fun.
I'm supposed to
I
be
work for-
retired, but I'm not really.
I work for Deborah's Tree, which
Yes, I'm familiar.
oh,
Mhm.
good. That's fun.
Great work, and I know Roz, and
Roz is fun.
yeah, and you
She
guys
is
have done
at
some wonderful presentations.
Laurel right now, so I don't think
Okay.
she can join us, but hopefully she's having a fun vacation, and yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Nice.
few folk on holidays, I gather. So
Yeah, it's a thing to
Yeah.
do in August.
yeah. Yeah. Whereas we do ours in December, and well, January in particular is holiday season down here.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
You're
the
cold down
seasons
there.
are reversed, Yeah, it's
I
cold
have a
here at the moment. So
I have a friend who lives in New Zealand, and they spend a lot of time in Australia too.
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll tell
Oh.
Roz you said hi.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
So we're going to do my camera setup
Okay.
and see what we can do. So what I thought I'd do is just quickly share with you our setup so you can see what's going on here and what I'm dealing with. All right, I'm going this way up. Sorry, you got it very limited. So what we've got, that computer that you're looking at is my slides computer.
Mhm.
Okay, so that runs the PowerPoint presentation. Basically, I've got my streaming computer, and you can see that you're on that at the moment. I have my ATEM Mini Pro. Have you come across one of these, Lisa?
That is for switching your camera feeds, right? And your sound?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. So it will take 4 inputs. I only use 3 of them.
That's nice.
And then all the sound and stuff as well.
Is that for
challenge with
camera
this,
angles?
It's
Yeah, that's
for if
right.
you have more than one camera. See all the wires coming out the top of his thing there? If you have more than one camera or more than one like sound recording, you can plug them in there. And then the big buttons along the bottom allow you to switch back and forth from them quickly. So if he's in a service and he's got one camera pointed at the minister and another camera pointed at the choir, and it's time for the choir to sing, he'll push button 2 and he'll look at the choir.
That's
and
great.
then when it's minister time, he'll push button 1 and switch back to the minister.
Yeah.
Or something
Now-
like that.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the challenge with this desk is there's a lot of buttons.
Yes.
And I have volunteers who deal with this thing. So what I've done is I use a thing called BitFocus Companion. And this is where my little old iPhone comes in. And so these buttons will change what you see. So each button will control the camera, but it will also control the microphone. So you have one button pressed to do everything, is the basic idea. And there's a number of screens. So I've got different ways of dealing with it if I want, but my operators tend to prefer that one because, again, it's one button does all.
Okay. Yes.
So that's a fun thing to set up. That takes a lot of work, but it's very useful for people who, as I say, they're not familiar with all of that stuff, So that's the idea. So that's the setup. And then I also have my cameras. So there's the camera that
There's
captures one. And then up the front, you can see there's ones there as well. Now, that's set up for a particular service that we have on coming up on Sunday, which is a discussion based. You'll see that we're all got a circle of chairs there rather than a sort of more traditional format. So that's why that camera's where it is and facing the direction it is.
Right.
But what I'll do is I'm going to go on to this. And we're going to set up the camera that I showed you that's standing at the rear. And what I'm going to do, so it's currently on a clean HDMI feed, so it means that there's no information on that. It's just the picture. but
Yep.
I can turn it onto a
dirty HDMI feed.
A dirty HDMI feed. That's the one.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it going to do it? Yes.
There
this
you
is what
go.
And
Now we get
unfortunately, you're
to
going to see my options backwards. My apologies. So here's my HDMI. I'm going to turn that. And I want it with info at the top there. Boom. All right. And then if I go back to, there we go. So you'll see my camera feed. Again, everything's backwards, of course, but hopefully you can get a sense of what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So these are my camera settings. And this, Lisa, is where I need your assistance. What I've done is I had a brief look at, I did a Google search, best camera settings kind of thing. And I've set it up to that. And, I need you to talk me through what good camera settings are here, given the environment that I've got and that kind of thing. So.
Okay. So I see you're on F4. Is that your f-stop number right there?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So that's your aperture. There's I understand this from just plain taking photos. You're gonna worry about the aperture, shutter speed, ISO triangle, right? Your aperture is the size of the opening in your lens. It gets bigger or smaller. The lower f-stops make a larger aperture, and that will, some people like that for blurry background shooting. You can also put a blurry background shooting as a filter or as a special effect in some cameras. Or you can make your aperture big by making it lower. So instead of f4, which is sort of in the middle, you could have f1 if you wanted to try to do that, and then it'll focus on the one thing in the foreground and let the other stuff in the background blur out. Or if you want everything to show up crisply on the whole thing, you would put it, higher, like F7 or whatever, and see if you can get, the whole room showing up in focus. Yeah. So that just sort of depends on, if you're shooting a video that's an interview with someone, the style, or not like an interview, what am I thinking? While you're just talking to the video, I'm sort of too close to my camera to make it work. But when you're talking to the video in sort of a coffee shop kind of a way, like you're at a table discussing something with somebody, if you blur that background, so it's just you in the foreground, it has a very human feeling to it, right? Because when we're sitting at an actual coffee table with someone, we're focused, our eyes are focused in on them, and we're not paying attention to this stuff in our peripherals. So that's the kind of thing you can do very artistically with the f-stops. Then there's also shutter speed, which is the thing that you would do for taking still pictures, like how fast you take a picture. It controls how much light comes into the camera. So if it's very fast, you might get darker images, but you're also going to freeze them. Whereas if your shutter speed is very slow, you can have more light coming into the camera because the shutter is open. It's open longer. However, it will, because it's open longer, if people are moving, you will have motion blur. So those are sort of like two different extreme effects. Are you trying to freeze frame a sports game, or are you trying to give an impression of people running or flowing water or something, but but have it be a little bit blurry to indicate a sense of movement in your photo? However, video has frames per second, which does a similar function, because video is a series of pictures, right? If you think of the old-fashioned film, how they used to actually have to physically cut the film and stick it to other pieces of film. Now we don't have to do that. We have video editing programs, but every frame of a video is a picture, and you can, depending on what your camera will allow you to do, you can either shoot slower speeds. If you set a low frame per second rate, if you set it low enough, you basically get a time lapse, right? Like if it's taking a picture every 3 seconds, you can leave it there for hours and it will just do that. And then when you actually go to look at it, everything will be going really quickly. You'll see the whole sunrise, cars driving, whatever, then the sun will set again. That's a pretty fun thing. Not every camera can do it, but a lot of them, some of them can. And then the opposite of that would be an extremely high frame rate, and then you can do slow motion. So if you're videoing the football, which I realize maybe in Australia who refers to a different sport than I mean, if you're videoing football, you can, on a high frame rate, then you can just slow it down, and you get this extended, they're running for the football, right? So that's a fun thing you can do. What would I do for your particular setting? I assume when you have the camera looking at the circle of people, you probably want to see all of them. So I think you would probably want a higher f-stop. But yeah. And then probably when they're looking at you, you could maybe use a lower one if it doesn't matter that the people on the edges of the shot, they're not important when or I'm saying you, but I just mean the minister, whoever. Yeah, I assume it's always you. But whoever is giving the service, you maybe wouldn't necessarily have to have a high one. But the one thing is, like, it's going to impact the light levels if they're not the same.
Yeah, so, and that's what I'm particularly interested in, simply because. So one of the things I note with the adjustments I made based on my Google searches, I ended up with quite dark footage. So not unusable, but it was darker than I would like. So that's one of the things I'd like to do. So the f-stop has some effect on the light.
Yeah, it's just the opening in your camera lens, if it's opened wider or narrower. And so it lets more or less light in. The frames per second, you probably are shooting at 30 or 27 or something normal like that. So I wouldn't worry about that part.
Frames per second, what it told me to do was basically go double your frame rate on that it's trying to broadcast on. So computer's working at 30 frames per second.
Yes.
So it then said double that and make it 60. So that's what I did. Do you think I should go to 30? Well, again, this may be impacting the light that's coming in.
I'm just thinking it doesn't help your computer very much if you're shooting it above the frame rate it's capable of producing.
Okay.
Some computers won't like that, because like they'll have to expend energy sampling out of that instead of just putting out what you're doing. I probably wouldn't use that to adjust the light level. However, there's another thing you should really look into, and it's called ISO, and it stands for something, but I think it.
Do you have any need to go to the
I can't remember what it stands for. But the second thing is where you can digitally control your camera's sensitivity exposure. So you can say, add more brightness into this frame digitally. And so I think that is probably would be a good solution for you to try. The lower the number, the less sensitive. It's the sensitivity of your camera's exposure to light. So the lower.
So here's my question. Here's my question around ISO. So originally I had an ISO and I was working up around 2,500 ISO. Going on the Google recommendation, it said no more than 800. So that's what I did. And again, so this is where I'm getting a darker-ish image. It was saying that lower ISO is going to be better quality footage. Is that?
It's telling you that because it doesn't want you to get noise and pixels. Sometimes the higher the number, the brighter your image will be, but also the more potential noise there will be, because it's making it more sensitive. So generally you're going to use a higher ISO for dark situations and a lower one for bright ones, because you don't want extra noise and extra light in a bright situation, but you need to crank it up for a dark situation. So if something's just too dark, you want to try to let as much light in, make your aperture as big as you can without losing the focus you want, and make your ISO higher for dark situations. And the other thing you might be concerned about if you're going to cut back and forth is making sure that your white balance is on the same page, because if you have two different cameras and they're set for two different white balances, sometimes you'll have a shot where the audience are orange and the minister is blue, and that can look a little strange.
Now I think I've managed that. I think I do have the same white balance on both cameras, but you can see that I've got this one set with the information on it. So you can see my shutter speed is 60 frames a second. So let's try and adjust this. And you can see how it's flickering. This is what it loves to do. But anyway, let's see if I can get this adjusted. So I go, do I do this one? Yeah. All right. So
there's a thing where if your shutter speed is the same as your fluorescent lights, sometimes it can create very strange lighting effects.
Right. So here's my shutter speed. Let's go down. I've got to go this way. So will I match it like that? Is that the thing to do?
Yeah. Let's see how that looks. Now it's the right way around.
Oh, was it? That looks like a brighter image to me. Sorry about the flashing.
It's not flashing on my end, but I recently got a different laptop that has a higher processor speed, so it's blinking. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I think what I need to do with my cameras is get like a cage, a mount, because
I wonder if that's from a loose connection.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. So that's something that I'm going to invest in. So that's definitely a brighter image than it was.
Yes. That's quite nice. And you'll notice when it has the right amount of light, it has an easier time focusing. And if you can keep the light more consistent, it will have less chance of going out of focus.
That frame rate at 30 frames per second seems to work pretty well. And then if I leave the ISO where it is at 800, that seems okay.
Yeah. You're just trying to balance those three things. They often say to think of it as like a triangle. The aperture, the shutter speed, or in this case, frame rate, and the ISO. But really, the ISO and the aperture are probably going to be the most applicable to your situation. So.
Yeah. Okay. And so the f-stop, the effect that has on light, that the lower the number will be darker.
The f-stop, the lower f-stop, this is confusing, will result in the larger aperture. So it will be lighter and have a shallower depth of field, which means if you have a background, it might be blurry, like it might focus in on one person and be a little blurry towards the edges. And the smaller the aperture is the higher number, and it will have less blurriness and just make a more flat looking image. So if you're outside and you're shooting in a landscape or something, maybe you would have f7 or something.
Well, I will continue to play with that when it behaves itself, and I'll see if I can get that going.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know if maybe you would just. Do you need cameras that like zoom in and out, like to set up shots? Like, are you really like? I'm assuming a webcam isn't working for you, or you need sound inputs or something, so that you use that like a Canon as opposed to a webcam or something.
Yeah, I do need a little bit of zoom. So
Okay.
the back, I mean, yes. So for what we're doing on Sunday, which is more of a discussion-based thing, as I say, I've moved that front camera. It's wider. It's got a wider field of vision because I'm picking up the whole group. The back camera, again, I've gone wider than I normally would. And I've also pointed it down a bit, again, to pick up the group more. Although I don't tend to use the back one quite so much on that Sunday. Whereas on a normal traditional service, I've got the back camera trained essentially on the whole front of the church. You won't see people so much except when they stand up and they happen to stand in the way of the camera. But, you know, you'll see the whole of the front, the altar, the lectern, me standing at the side. When I'm doing the kids' talk, you'll catch up a bit of the piano. And the front camera, that's the big change, is that I actually move it so that it's pointed just at the lectern and you only see me. If you've seen any of my, you know, most of my cut down sermons, that's the front camera that's being used there. But they don't get changed during a service, basically because I've got one volunteer sitting here at the back doing all the stuff, you know, and I want to make it as easy as possible for one person to operate it. So there's none of this yet moving around.
Yeah, we do.
There are reframing of shots.
In the cathedral, they have that board and they have a bunch of cameras and they have a kid, at least one kid, I think, and now they have some more probably, who is really good at flipping all around. When the various different parts of the service are going off. I'm like, that is editing in real time, and I'm impressed. But I would say that talent is not super common in volunteers or even paid people. My understanding is they do pay that person. So. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just interested in something that's straightforward and easy for a volunteer to do. And generally speaking, it works okay, except when we do things like it's doing today. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, what I do is I just set up like 4 different cameras and you know, one of them, hopefully I get enough good audio and good video, you know, to make a video, but some of them I have to get creative with because there's always going to be something's going to fail, something I didn't change the battery in, right? Like there's going to be a challenge. So like the more cameras you can get away with without your audience feeling like, hey, why are we in a panopticon? There's cameras pointed at us from every angle. If you can get them to tolerate more cameras, then the good news is you will probably not lose your presentation. And the bad news is then you may have a lot more hours of like transferring files and you have to have a big cloud to store them somewhere and that kind of thing. So there are trade-offs, but if you find your setup is routinely prone to various annoying kinds of failures. Setting up a couple extra cameras never hurts.
Yeah. I will mention, because I haven't talked about sound, so I've got a little wireless microphone. Oh, hang on. The camp there, that I use for me. So when I'm speaking, my voice can be heard clearly. And the other thing that I use is just on the back camera, I've got one of these little Rode shotgun mics, and that's really good at picking up the whole room. So I'll use this for hymns, because because I'm sitting right in front of the piano playing it, and this will pick up the piano far too badly, and it also picks up me attempting to sing, which is not great either. So, but this is much more balanced. This will pick everybody up, and I can quite comfortably use this for myself as well. So I can be talking, say, particularly for the children's talk where I'm getting a bit of interaction. I want to pick up more than just me. This does that really well. So those are my two sound things.
Well, the good news is Rode is a very good brand of mic. So congratulations. I have something that is similar to that on my cameras, and I'll often have I call it the room mic, which is a one that looks like that Rode. I didn't have the funds for the very good brand to begin with. So mine is not a Rode. I can't remember what it is, but it's something else. An off-brand camera top mounted one. And because mine has two inputs, my main video camera has two inputs. I can stick the room mic on top, and also I can stick in there the cord that leads to the mic that I have on the speaker. So that's actually very nice. But most cameras do not come with two inputs. So you do have to pick between them, or you can use one for the hymns and one for the speaker. There's no wrong way to do it. It's just what works for your setup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for the help. I'll fiddle in the background with some of those settings and see if I can get something that suits me a bit better. You want to talk about Descript?
I've heard that there's video editing, the ability to AI edit videos, and I can envision what is involved in telling a photo generation software, give me an image of Dave's head on a baby's body or something, right?
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I understand intuitively how that might be created. I could talk to ChatGPT and tell it to write my homework for me, but what I don't know is how would you get an AI to edit your video for you? Like, what commands and language do you use to make that happen?
Yeah, sure. So again, I'll just actually what I'm going to do is share my screen.
Cool.
And show you Descript. So Carla, I don't know whether you know about Descript. Or you're muted if you want to say anything.
I have only heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, sure. I was introduced to this by Sarah Walker, who's over in Perth in Western Australia at first. And I sort of dabbled with it, and I thought, gosh, this is really good. And the other thing they seem to be doing is they're upgrading its capabilities all the time, so it just seems to do what it does reasonably well, and it does a lot of stuff. So this is my Descript account. I've prepared something earlier, kind of a thing, simply because uploading a video takes a little while. But if you wanted to make a new project, you would just click on New Project and select Video Project, and then you basically just drag and drop, or you open something from your computer file. So I thought we'd play with this one. Now I've deleted some stuff actually from here, and it's shown it back in again. Anyway, this is what happens when it opens a project. And what you end up with is when you drop a video in, it will create a transcript of the video and display the video itself alongside. Okay. And the basic functionality that they introduced was you're editing this like a text document. And when you edit the text document, it edits the video.
Oh.
So you'll see down the bottom here, there's the timeline, and just notice that they've actually got the words underneath the video.
Wow.
So
It's
it's worked out where the words occur on the video. So as you select a word and delete it, it cuts that section out. It's a pretty simple idea, I suppose. And then so that's the basic thing. You know, you can decide, okay,
really
I don't want
nice.
to say so again. So I just do that and I'm going to press delete and it's gone.
Okay. That's awesome.
It's as
Is it
simple
an
as that.
expensive piece of software?
We've talked about this before, haven't we, Lisa? And I can never remember how much it is. I something to go and dig in the system.
look it
It'll
up.
tell you somewhere how much it costs. I
Okay.
didn't think it was too bad for what it does, and it has so many things it does. So that's the basic thing, is the idea that you can edit a video by editing the text.
Okay.
But then over here you have the AI tools.
Oh,
And
boy.
so the AI tools do things like remove filler words. So you'll notice it's highlighted
That
and
would
so-
be very good.
So what you do is you press remove filler words. So find all filler words, right? And it's found them all, including where I've said the same words twice, right? Now I can go through the list and I can check them all, or I can just press remove all and they are gone. Okay, no more filler words. I can also do things like shorten the word gaps. So you'll notice here, like if I click on that, that word gap is 3 seconds long, right? So if I go shorten word gaps, find all word gaps, gaps more than 3 seconds long, shorten to 1 second. So I just do that. This one it's left in because it's
That's
less
wonderful.
than 3 seconds long. But I could change that to, I want 2 seconds long. So it's found 19 that are more than 2 seconds long. So I press shorten all and it compresses it. Now let's just have a look at what the effect of that is in terms of viewing it. So if I just make that a bit bigger, and let's have a look at what's happened in this first one. Now the other thing is, did I remember to share sound? Today, dwelling on the misunderstood words commonly used in Christianity, and Swedenborg also uses a lot of these words too, and dealing with judgment. And I wonder what you think of when you hear the word judgment. There you go. So, and I just noticed here, I wonder what you think of when you think you hear. So I actually want to get rid of the words you think, because they don't need to be there, so I just delete them. And I wonder what you think of when you hear the word judgment. And that's
Wow.
some of us. Okay.
I wonder, did AI
Yeah.
smooth it somehow? Because you don't look jumpy. Like if I were to just manually cut that out, I would expect to see a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, I don't think it does particularly. Oh, by the way, you can see how dark my footage is.
Yeah, I don't know if Descript can lighten that for you, but most video editors will allow you to add some lightness and adjust the contrast.
Let's have a look at properties here.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% all over this and everything that it does and all of the way that it works. Effects, let's have a look. Oh, color adjustments. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
there
go
you go.
color adjustments.
Let's see what that gets you. Is there a menu? Aha!
Yeah, there we go.
Contrast, exposure, shadows, maybe less shadows, temperature.
So let's.
Well,
What do you
yeah,
reckon I should fiddle with?
you should definitely spend a bunch of time playing with those sliders, and you can make yourself. Yeah, there you go. Now you're a little overexposed, or you can turn it down. Make yourself underexposed.
Contrast.
Yep. If
Yeah.
you lighten it up and it looks too pale, you can add some contrast back.
Yeah. Okay. Temperature, color. Ooh.
Yeah. See, then you're blue and then you're orange. If you've ever watched the American, it was filmed in New Mexico, Breaking Bad, you will see that every time. Okay, Breaking Bad is funny because it's a show about a guy who decides to deal meth, which I don't recommend. Not that I have any experience in it, but it has the most beautiful camera angles and stuff. Like, if you want to watch any show to give you like inspiration of things maybe you could film, or how did they do that? People talk a lot about how Breaking Bad was shot, but one thing you'll notice is whenever they go to Mexico, in order to make it feel more like a hot desert, they have cranked the white balance all the way into orange, and so so it's just orange Mexico. Every time they go to Mexico, you immediately know if they cut to an orange looking desert place, you're like, now the drug dealers are in Mexico again. And it's a great technique that you can use, because when you set the white balance, you're telling your camera this is white. And usually you would, in the old days, even back when I was a cine kid, I would see those older kids. We weren't allowed to run the cameras. We were on the acting crew, but the older kids were allowed to run the cameras, and they would have like a card, and somebody would be holding up a card, and the other older kid would be fiddling with a camera, like before you would go in there and shoot, and you'd go in like a different area and run lines while they were doing that. And then when they were ready for you, they'd be like, okay, it's all, they'd usher you in, and you would hopefully deliver your lines and not screw up. But this was a kids program I was in as a child, an after school enrichment thing that they did in my community. But you can deliberately set something that isn't white as the white balance, and when you do that, it will cause your camera to do very interesting things and create a very crazy looking, or I should just say distinctive looking shot.
Sure.
Probably you don't need to do that, but
that's something new that I've learned about that in there. Now, another thing that I can do is add captions quite easily. So
yes, that's wonderful.
And so I just click on it. It will and basically what it will do is, as you go through the video, it will. Today, dwelling on the misunderstood words commonly used in Christianity, and Swedenborg also uses a lot of these words too, and dealing with judgment, so on. So, that all of that stuff is pretty easy to do. Another thing that the AI does, which I use a lot of, and Carla, you might be interested in this. Things like edit for clarity I haven't done, but you can set the thing to go and do the AI edit of your video and come back with something that that it thinks is better than what you've done. It will generate images, but create clips is something I do a lot of. So basically, you set the number of clips, the clip duration. Now, it's not very good at it. You're talking about a ballpark figure here. So I go with the 60, and that will produce anything from half a minute through to 2 minutes long. Okay. But yeah, so you do that. You can give it special instructions if you want to there, and then you just press submit, and it will think for a little while, and basically it'll create clips or reels or shorts from your main video.
That's pretty nice.
And here it
good.
has, it's actually already done it. So let's go clips. Let's see what it's come up with.
Does it always make them in phone format there? Or?
You can change that.
Okay.
So this little button here. So yes, it typically goes to portrait because that's what, most of your TikTok reels and stuff will do.
Yeah.
You can go to landscape or square if you want. So you can adjust that. Notice that I am off screen.
Yeah, that's.
But let's see what it's come up with first of all.
Okay.
So judgment isn't a future event. It's an ongoing process, and it's all about the way we respond to what is good and what is true. If we love what is good, we have nothing to hide. We're happy to allow our deeds and everything that we think and do just be there as an open book.
Okay, so let's say that I'm reasonably happy with that as a clip. If I've watched it all, you will note. So there's the captions that you can put the name in there if you want. And you can grab these and drag them around and put them wherever you like. So I tend to delete that. My captions I bring down a bit lower. You can also change the font the captions show in. You can have more captions on screen. You can make them smaller. You can do different things with like you can make the background. Let's make the background orange instead. So you see, you can adjust. You can play with those a lot.
It's fun that you can make just one word or just the A there have a different color. So if you have a word you need to emphasize.
So what it's doing, it will follow.
So judgment isn't a future event.
Oh, okay.
You see, that's what
it's just the one.
Which word you're actually saying, yeah. So then what I've obviously also got to do is drag me back onto screen. So one of the things it does is it puts a layer there. You see the difference that layer makes. So I just need to pull that aside just for a moment. There is also a little tiny Descript up in the corner, logo that I want to get rid of. And then this, I'm going to double click on this and I can drag me across into the middle. So you see me.
Oh, now it's fixed. Yay.
It's fixed. And then I can put that back. Okay. Although I don't really need it. I can delete that if I want. Let's just get rid of it. And the captions
So
are still...
judgment isn't a future event. It's an ongoing process, and it's all about the way we respond to what is good and what is true.
Okay, so that's basically, you could have, that can be your reel, as simple as that. And then you just go up to the export button and it will export in a couple of different ways. It will do it as a Descript web link, so that goes on the cloud and that gives you a link, I think, to it. I tend to do a local export. But you can also export direct to YouTube, Blueberry, Google Drive, all these other places as well. So there's different ways of exporting it. So I tend to go local export. I press export. It asks me to save, type, just your normal file saving business, and then it will export it and save it to my disk. Then I can also go, so obviously it's created a number of clips for me. I can also go and say, do things like draft a title. So my title for this was just judgment, but I say I want to draft a title. Notice I've put some custom instructions in here that I've used before. Many of our videos are for the skeptic, the person leaving Christianity behind, or those uncertain about a spiritual meaning to the Bible. While there is no need to dwell on this particular, the title should be one that speaks to this group. And so I press submit, and it comes up with some titles to choose from. and you pick one.
Is it
And you
picking
can
them? Is it picking them based on clickability or something, or is it just because you could probably label your own video, or is it giving you some advice, like if you pick this title it will be more interesting to people?
It's giving me a range of options based on the instructions that I gave it. Okay. So I've talked about the skeptic, the person leaving Christianity behind.
Is it using your title judgment as a springboard?
It's using the text. It's using the text of everything that's in the video. So it's taking the whole transcript and thinking, oh, well, this would be a couple of good titles. So so I might go, okay, rethinking judgment, a path beyond fear and dogma. Okay, I'll just copy that, and then I can drop it in there. And again, when I go to export this, it'll export it using that title. It will also do things like, where do I go down? It will draft YouTube description as well. So if I do that, click on draft YouTube description. Brief introduction, some timestamps as well of when things happen, particular points happen. Now then, let's go somewhere else. Let's go back to my clip. Let's find another clip, actually. Let's do that one. All right, so
we can either take on the nature and character of God, which is loving, or we can judge. And that is the choice that is being set here.
All right, so let's do that. So one of the fun things that I've done with this, so I've started myself an Indonesian YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw that. Do you know someone in Indonesia?
Yeah, someone contacted me through the YouTube thing.
Wow.
YouTube channel. Look, just something to notice. Notice here, it's misheard what I've said.
Yes.
Sweden books. So what you do is you highlight it and you press correct. And then you tell it what you actually said. Oh. Now it will correct that one instance, or it will go looking for other instances of the same problem and correct them all at once.
That's convenient.
So there you go, Sweden books. Now, of course, that obviously has an impact on the captions that go on the video too. And you can also do things like there's the right up here. So if you press right, that allows you to put in text without altering the video. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to do that, but that's something you may want to do sometimes, because what you can do is so what I've done with my Indonesian is I copy the text. I have myself, let's just open up a new, can you see my, no, you can't. Just going to go here, share this tab instead. I've got myself an AI English to Indonesian translation. This text. Okay, there it is.
Wow.
Now, Descript, by the way, will do some of this in some languages, but it just doesn't do Indonesian at the moment. Okay, so you can do, it will do a Spanish. Carla, was it you talking to me about the Spanish?
Sorry, yes, Spanish.
It was. So Descript will translate to Spanish.
It's wonderful. So wonderful.
So actually, why don't we do that? Just because we can. So let's do, I've got that text. So I go to AI. Oh, down the bottom here is Underlord. Underlord is what they call their AI. So let's just move that out of the way. So I'm going to say, translate this text to Spanish.
While it's doing that, I have a question. When you switch that Sweden books or whatever it was to Swedenborgs, it was possessive. Will it go through your script and change all the Swedenborg to a possessive, or will it distinguish?
So it will go find the exact same mistake. So it was Sweden book apostrophe S. So it'll go looking for that text, and it will change it according to the way you have.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that clarification.
All right. So script has been translated into Spanish as a new composition. You can now view your project in Spanish. If you would like to add Spanish audio, let me know and I can set that up for you. Okay, so yes, add Spanish audio.
I'm still seeing the Gemini screen. Have you?
Oh, sorry.
Are you sharing a different screen?
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
It's so tiny, I can't tell.
I know.
Oh, you're on a phone caller, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I can see the Spanish now, though.
Okay.
Oh,
so
there it is.
That's wonderful.
I'm just interested. And look, so the titles are in Spanish. The captions are in Spanish too. So let's have a look. And I'm just interested to see what this does because I haven't seen it do this one.
This is so useful, and I like this program a lot.
It's good, isn't it? It really is good. Right, let's see what it comes up with.
Even for someone making a short presentation beyond a sermon, it's good.
It's interesting the voice it chose to be you.
Almost sounds like you.
That is actually an AI version of my voice, but it is very flat and monotonous, isn't it? Now, what I can do is I can change that voice. So notice up here it says,
did you have to make a recording? I'm sorry.
So what happened is Descript did an AI version of me by listening to me speak. I can't remember how I did it. I think it just took a video. I told it was me, and I told it to create an AI version of me. But notice it says David here. So, oh, come on. Are you going to give me a different?
You could give yourself a different voice. I can
change the voice. I quite like Bernard. Bernard sounds like Morgan Freeman. It's not behaving. It's not doing what I want it to do. But so what I want to do is grab my Indonesian version because you'll see what happens there. Right. So let's go. I'm now going to choose a new composition and I'm going to paste there's my Indonesian. I'm going to add a speaker. Notice David AI, that's me. I'm going to go with Bernard because I like Bernard. And what it will do, it will generate the voice. So we'll just listen to it generate the voice. It just takes a minute or two. You can see the circles. It's working on each of the paragraphs all at once.
Yes.
I actually don't want that one because that one was the AI just saying, yes, I've translated it into Indonesian. So let's get rid of that. Just get rid of that completely. All right, but have I done? Yeah, it's done everything. So have a listen to Bernard.
Kita bisa memilih untuk menerima sifat dan karakter Tuhan yang penuh kasih, atau kita bisa menghakimi. Itulah pilihan yang disajikan di sini. Saat kita menjadi mamlo menghakimi.
So there's Bernard in Indonesian. Now, the next thing that I can do is if I go back to my AItools, I think it's under here. Right. Now, I'm going to set this as a portrait and I'm going to press Quick Design. I'm going to choose a style of imagery. What do you reckon for a style of imagery? The photos is fun.
Yeah, or the orange, that cute little orange car is adorable, but maybe too adorable for judgment.
That's plasticine, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. But let's do that one, okay.
But not very judgmental. I don't know.
I like this one. It looks like an outdoor poster, like a parks, U.S. parks.
And then I press continue and it will sit there and it's going to generate my images for me and come up with the completed video. While it's doing that, I'll just go and show you. I'm I'll just share you can see my YouTube channel at the moment. I'm going to change to my Indonesian channel and go to my studio. So I've produced a number of these little shorts using this technique. So basically these are all translations. So it's a short that I've produced of me speaking in English. I've translated it into Indonesian. I've dropped it back into Descript, told it to produce a little video, and it comes up with something that looks like this.
Adalah realitas yang selalu hadir dalam hidup kita. Dia bergerak dalam dan melalui kita.
There you go. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that it does. Now let's see if I can go back. Here it's done it. So this is now the one that we just did. And it's taken it that long to produce this video. So if I go here, so this is all about judgment. Notice choosing God's character, impact of divine truth.
Kita bisa memilih untuk menerima sifat dan karakter Tuhan yang penuh kasih, atau kita bisa menghakimi. Itulah pilihan yang disajikan di sini. Saat kita menjadi mamlo menghakimi, kita menempatkan diri kita sendiri untuk dihakimi. Itu yang saya ingin Anda ingat. Sekarang
and so on. Again, if I want to, I can do things like I can add captions. Let's throw some captions in. Well, they're tiny. Wow, but they're there. Let's make them bigger.
Kita bisa memilih untuk menerima sifat dan karakter.
Notice what it did. So when I go and click on these, one of the things you've got to do, see how this says current scene? I've got to select all scenes for it to get it to make the changes right across the whole video.
Oh, okay.
So it's just one of the traps you've got to look out for. I forget that one all the time.
Kita bisa memilih untuk menerima sifat dan karakter Tuhan yang penuh kasih, atau kita bisa menghakimi. Itulah.
And there you go. And then again, I can just go to export, do a local export, and I can upload it to wherever I want. So it just does so much, this Descript site. I'm so impressed with it. I had one that was, all it did was produce the short videos. Like you drop in a long form video and it pulls out viral clips. And that's kind of all it did. But then I came across Descript and it did that, and it did a whole lot more. And I thought, oh, it's hands down. It's
that is pretty good. And one thing I would say is it does all that stuff really fast. What I don't see, have you tried intercutting? Will it intercut two videos like how you would edit normally, or can you just produce cleaned up clips that you take into another video editor and chop them together? Either thing is useful, but that's what I was wondering. That was the main thing I was wondering if it did, because I do shoot with different cameras and I have to intercut them, the footage from those different cameras.
Yeah, and you can do stuff like adding B-roll, which I don't do. So presumably the answer is yes. I just haven't played with that sort of functionality.
All right.
And it will generate B-roll for you as well, and there's got stock images and stock B-roll available too. Carly, did you have a question? Oh, you're on mute, by the way.
When you're putting the captions at the bottom, are you trying to put them up a little bit? Because when they get loaded to like TikTok and stuff like that, there's stuff that goes on in the bottom of theirs that often when you watch a video, it interferes with what the video is offering you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like the advertising bar.
I forget what's down there, but.
Yeah. So basically what I can do is if I click on this, again, make sure that I click on all scenes. I can take that and put it wherever I like.
Oh, okay.
I can put it up there.
Yeah, you showed us that once. Okay.
Yeah. So
I sure like this software.
I will say that having spent hours and hours trying to clean up all those ums and uhs and things like that, they're pretty annoying. And at a minimum, even if this wouldn't do the rest of it, it would be worth it just to produce the cleaned up clips, because that just takes a long time, especially when your presentation or your videos are hours long, or like an hour and a half, which is our sort of pretty standard length for brunch events. And I have a lot of videos in the queue, and I would like to be able to push them out rapidly. So this does look like something I could use, and I want to thank you for showing me that.
Now, I will say on that issue, I uploaded one the other day, which was an hour and a half long, and it seemed to struggle with it. So let's just go and have a look at it. And I don't know why it struggled, but I might just go back and have a look and see if it's still struggling with it. It might be a matter of the time it just takes to upload it or something. I don't know. So
I think it's most likely a matter of your processing speed. What kind of processor do you have on your computer there?
So this is all online. This is not my computer doing it at all.
Oh, okay.
So this one, let's just see what happens with this at the start, because it was really, this is an hour and a half long, and it was really struggling with this for some reason, and it looks like it still is.
It could be also your, if it has to upload it online, it could be your speed of Wi-Fi or internet. Do you have an Ethernet? Are you plugged into the router right now? Or are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi, but I did this the other day. Actually, so I have a Restream account, which does my recordings, and it actually has a button that can send it direct to Descript.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. That's what I did in this case. So it actually didn't come through my computer at all. It just went on the web from Restream straight to Descript. And yeah, it still seems to be struggling with this, and I don't really know why.
If I am recording on my phone, is it a lengthy thing or a problem to upload, say, a 10-minute thing to Descript by Wi-Fi? No. Okay.
No, it's pretty straightforward. Well, it will depend upon your speed, obviously, of your Wi-Fi connection and your internet connection. But no, it doesn't take long at all. And basically, you set your device going to go and make a cup of tea. You know, you don't have to sit there and watch it. You can go off, do something else. So yeah, it doesn't have a problem with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know I'm always trying to upgrade processors and upgrade Wi-Fi speeds, and I have very little patience. So when I buy computers, I always get one with the Ethernet port, so I can actually plug it straight into the router to get the most possible speed, because I come home from brunch events and I have 4 different cameras worth of footage, and they all have to go uploaded to the home cloud, which is a device that has basically a stack of hard drives inside it, and they have to go on there, and they have to go through a laptop to get on there, and it can, depending on the processing speed of the laptop and even the speed of the port that the video, the little microchip, the SD card it's recorded on can download. Like you can have a USB port, right? Or you can have a newer kind of USB port. There are, I think, at least maybe 3 different kinds. So they keep building them faster and faster. But it's quite a process to get all that uploaded into the home cloud, and that's where I work on those videos from. So yeah, because they have to be stored is the main thing in somewhere that's not going to get hurt. And the laptops that I take to services, you're very lucky in the sense that you have a stationary setup. You have a room, and it's the same room.
I know.
And you can stay in there all the time.
Yeah, look, I spent 20 years in Canberra using community facilities, so I know exactly what it's like. So yeah, okay. All right, we should probably call it a day. I'm glad that's
Okay.
been helpful. Thanks for the help with the
Thank
cameras
you.
too. I'm going to fiddle a bit more. And Carla, reach out and ask any of us for help if
will.
you or
Thank you so
suggestions of what
much
you're
for
doing.
including me. It
Oh, it's
really
a
has
pleasure.
been helpful. A lot of it was over my head in the beginning, but I filed
Yep.
it away. I'm sure I'll
Yep.
encounter it again, and
Yep.
I'll remember what you said. And it's really been helpful to see what the Descript does. I think that would be sufficient for me for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It'll
yeah, it's wonderful.
certainly help you a lot, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and
Enjoy your.
I did write some notes in preparation for this. So when you post this video to the group, I will put them under there so people who are like, "Wait, what did she say ISO was?" You can read
Oh,
them.
that's fabulous. Thanks so much,
Okay.
Lisa. That's great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
All right. Have a
Good job,
great
guys.
evening. See you
Thank
then.
you.
Thanks.
Very good job.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.